Hello everybody, Shadow SP here, and I am back playing more Granblue Fantasy. Today I'm going to be talking about an event that's particularly useful for earlier game players, but has some more added utility at this stage for later game players also. So let's take a look at the Rise of the Beasts. Now, I believe that these are all like sacred beasts in like Chinese or mythology or something, but I'm really not that familiar. Once again, Chinese stuff is not my forte. So, what we're going to do first is take a look at the loot tab to see what kind of things we can get from this event. First of all, we're going to open up immediately onto an event shop with a singular currency, these 4 symbols pendants. You'll get these from completing your raids and from, well, the other reward structure, the battle badges. We'll talk about that in a second. So the first thing that you see when you come into this shop is a list of weapons, 4 weapons. These are the progression weapons for the Tetra elements. Now the reason we call them progression is, if we take a look, their second skill is progression, which is increasing, allies' elemental attack based on the number of turns passed. I believe up to 10. Now, when it's the amount that's raised is based on the skill level. But you'll also see that the first skill is the big boost to allies' attack that you'd see on, say, for example, in fire on the Colossus Cane. So this weapon can easily just substitute in for Colossus Cane and just be better later on. These weapons have at least for the fire, wind, and earth ones of them, they have been uncapped to 5 stars at this point, which was required to unlock the characters associated with these weapons. Now, it's going to be hard and a lot of work for a newer player to obtain all these weapons and move to uncap them all at once. Even if you do meet all the rank requirements and everything. I don't remember if there are any. But it's going to take a lot of work because these all cost a lot of pendants, and raids take longer when your grids aren't stronger. That was a horrible rhyme, and it was not on purpose. Anyway, yeah, raids take longer when you're weaker, and this event involves hosting and clearing a lot of raids. So, moving on from the character unlock weapons, we have golden nuggets. These are, I believe, exclusive to this event, and they don't add these anymore, but they can be traded for gold bars in the shop. 4 symbol stones. These are added now. These are still current items. But you'll see these are carried over, so these are the ones that you could have gotten if you played the Rise of the Beasts in the past, but you weren't around for them or you just didn't get them. You can get one. You can get one for 40,000 pendants each. Then we have the Eternals Unlock set. It's a lot of random stuff. I do tend to buy these on my main account, but that's just because I hate farming stuff, and this gives a lot of stuff. Then you have the Elemental Crystal set. This is a whatever item. Like, these aren't hard to farm, so I don't really recommend spending your pendants on these unless you have nothing better to do. And then we have the next weapon series. This is another Omega boosted series. Where we start with Summer's Mirage, which is so it's a decent man hand because it boosts your chamber specs. It has a medium boost to fire attack and the Sentence skill, which is a boost to CA damage and CA damage cap. This weapon is pretty much exactly equivalent to the Europa Harp that you can get from the M2 raid. but you can only ever get one of these. It's unique to this event. Okay, moving right along. Next up in that list, we have the Winter's Frost Nettle. This is a weapon that gives you medium crit and medium boost to attack, and a small enmity skill at 120. So you can just slot this in, just general purpose. When you first get it, it's decent. And if you have it at 120 and you're building your crit grid, you can easily substitute this in for one of your Ancient Oberons. And it will bring you a little bit more grid power because it has a higher attack skill and it has the enmity skill added. So you'll be pretty happy with the results here. Oh, it's charge attack. I forgot to talk about that. It's boosts critical rate. That's kind of pointless. Because when you're building a grid that includes this weapon anyway, you're going to want 100% critical. Or as close to it as you can get. Okay, next up, Autumn's Transformation. We have a medium boost to Earth Allies attack, and a medium boost to double attack and critical hit rate. This weapon is decent. It can be used as a replacement in a crit grid for one of your Nibelung Horns, dropped by the M2 raid. And it has an armor effect to all allies on charge attack. Armor is always okay. Sometimes it's not as good as others, but I believe this one's like 70-30, so it's pretty okay. It can fail. Armor can always fail, so it's whatever. Then we have Spring's Whisperings, which is another medium boost to attack weapon. And its second skill is medium boost to HP and double attack rate. And its main hand effect, its charge attack, gives you a boost to multi-attack. So the charge attack effect, it does give you more multi-attack than the last Storm Harp, which is also a wind harp that gives you multi-attack on charge attack. But it's not as strong of a grid piece. This one's pretty niche, honestly, compared to the others. When you're in the early to mid game, and when you get into the late game, you probably have better options than this anyway. So I don't really use this very often. I've definitely used all of the other weapons pretty extensively. All the other weapons in this set of 4, but not the Spring's Whisperings. I've used it a little bit. It's not worthless, but it's not the best either. Okay, now we get to a singular weapon here, Florenberg. This weapon is terrible. This weapon doesn't do anything, basically. It's a skin. If you like the way it looks, pick this up. Because the skill of boosting your honors during story events is not very good. It doesn't work during Guild War. It doesn't work during the events that you want it to. All it does is boost the honors during your story events, which are easy to cap anyway. Alright, then we have the Beast Weapons set. The Ray of Juke? I don't know. Juke? I can't pronounce Chinese. I am sorry. The Axe, the Water Axe, the Claw, and the Spear. These all have the same skill, with being big boost to allies' attack. And they have different charge attack effects, but they're all not very good, because these weapons are really old at this point. These weapons have other utility behind them, and we will talk about that in a bit. But they are okay purchases. They see some use going into the mid game, but they're not. They used to be end game. They used to be end game viable, but they've been kind of pushed out of the meta. All right, then we have a set of weapons that are a little bit more unique. So we look over here. This weapon has 2 skills. Big boost to attack for fire ally in second position. Take damage every turn. And big boost to fire allies attack at 120. And then we have... so these are position-based bonuses, by the way, if you didn't get it from the first one. So bonus echoes to your 4th positioned ally. And 30% hit charge bar gain. a boost to charge attack damage, not cap though, not cap, for third position ally with a boost to hostility, which means they get attacked more often. Boost to triple attack rate for a wind ally in first position, so generally main character. And a 15% hit to attack, which is not amazing. These weapons are mostly just skins at this point. They're not very good. The only one that has ever really had any impact that I'm aware of is the Shell Fists, just because it gives Echo for free in your grid to one of your characters. And even then, it's like, at this point, that's just not strong enough to really warrant a grid slot. Okay, next up on the list, we have Soul Cores. These are items that are used for trading for other items later, or uncaps, stuff like that. So basically just mats that you need for other Rise of the Beasts activities. These seals have a couple of other uses also. There's also an exclusive item. They're basically the same thing as the Soul Cores, but a little bit less. A little bit less ubiquitous in use. Alright, yeah, the Jadites. Once again, these are more materials. You'll probably want to pick these up if you're going to be going for uncaps and extra characters and stuff. Then we get to SR weapon tickets. These always draw SR weapons. I do usually personally buy these, but it's mostly just to reduce the weapons for weapon stones. This is on my main account. It's kind of expensive if you're on a newbie account, so don't feel pressured to buy these. Okay, then we get to see a series of weapons. This is different for each one. So we look at here. Septian Burner. If you're main handing it, will increase your item drop rate. This is not amazing, but there are raids that have less than 100% drop rate on certain chests. This will make it more likely that you get those. We look at Neptune's Trident. Boost to rank EXP. This is useful if you're looking to create a grid that boosts a grid for essentially sliming or doing like campaign quests. Things that you're doing explicitly to level up. This will get you more value out of those, and you can put it in. You can even, if you're putting it in your skip grids, you can get value out of that way too. I think. Don't quote me on that. The Earth one does not give you a tangible bonus. It just gives you extra defense on the first 8 turns and extra HP. Now it's not. This first skill, Titan's Aegis, does not give you. It does not give you an HP percentage boost like most HP skills. This one adds a flat value to your max HP, which is a strange skill, but it's not very good. Then we have the Liar here, which increases your EXP. So we have one for RP, one for EXP, and a main hand that increases item drop rate. Pretty good. Now we just get into standard materials. Blue Sky Crystals, Merits. No red Merits, but enough stuff here to get 2 of them if you really want to. Skill Jewels, Skill Shards, Rupees, Half Elixirs, Soul Berries, and we end up with, at the end, Archangel Weapons. Okay, then moving forward to the next set, we've got Battle Badges as more of our rewards. These rewards, by the way, will be mirrored throughout all of the Tetra Elements cycles, the Tetra Elements tiers. Basically, get X badges, get the items. So for the Tetra Elements ones, we look through here. We get a draw ticket at 42. We get one of the last series of weapons that we just talked about, the booster weapons, like the bonuses weapons, at 80. We get crystals at 100, crystals at 110, earrings at 115, these seals at 120, and a Masterless Yupei at 130, except for water. because water does not have the Masterless Yuppei added yet. Because the Masterless Yuppei is associated with the Cardinal Saint Yuppei tab and these characters here. There's a slot for water, but it hasn't been added yet. It will be added next time. At least that's the assumption. There's also one more tier list, or one more reward tier, that being Shenxian. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so this is a raid that these drop from a raid that you can spawn by completing a certain number of other raids. So moving forward through here, we get rings. We get 4 symbol stones. Those are the ones that you saw in the shop where we could get the ones from events past. This is how you get them, how you get the current ones. We get crystals. We get more rings. We get earrings. We get these anima. Huanglong and Kirin anima are kind of annoying to get, but they're not that bad at this point in the game. And a Damascus crystal. So ultimately, outside of the crystals and the 4 symbol stones, there's not really anything that you're going to feel too bad about missing. But if you've got the time, getting to 190 here is not too bad. I believe it tends the raid tends to drop like between like 4 and 7 stone, or 4 and 7 badges. I don't exactly remember, but I do remember it's not that hard to get up to 200. Okay, so what does this do again? Okay, so this tells you the loot, the loot table of the that raid that we were talking about, the Shenxian loot. We also have daily missions. You know, complete 3 fire, 3 water, 3 earth, and 3 wind to get 100 crystals every day during the event. I'll talk about Cardinal Bonus in a minute, because we are going to be heading off to the shop. Okay, Rise of the Beasts. Let's look at treasure. So when we look at treasure, we can see what we can trade in. We can trade in the 4 symbols stones for Eternity Sand for one. There's only one of these right now, but this is a very good trade because sand is annoying to grind. And you can see one of the uses for these seals is to trade in for this Golden Beast seal, which is used to host Huanglong and Kirin raids. And those raids drop these golden talismans, golden reams, obsidian talismans, obsidian reams. You can trade those in for anima, trade the anima in for mega anima. And this trade for Jadeites for seals is mostly just if you have too many Jadeites, you can trade for seals. Generally, I won't recommend doing that unless you have cleared out everything the event has to offer. Alright, then we have these soul cores, which you can get from various raids in the event. Trade over for the pure soul cores. Again, do it when you need it. Do it when you think you're ready for it. You can trade these pure soul cores for seals and for the excuse me, the anima. Okay. When we look at golden bricks, we can see if you get 10 of the golden nuggets, you can get a golden brick. There are 13 of them in the shop total, which is enough to do a lot of things. So if you're just starting out and you want to get a bunch of golden bricks because you need to do some certain things like, say, recruit the Eternals, do Dark Opus uncaps, that sort of thing, you're gonna get it here. You can also get perpetuity rings up to 9, not too bad, and you can get some of these for symbol stones also. Okay, now we're gonna look at these skill items. So elementally, we tend to associate light with fire and wind, and dark with water and earth. So we can see that Huanglong's golden talismans are used to trade for these skill items. And these skill items are they're used with the so they're that first weapon, they're that second weapon series we talked about, the just kind of beast weapons, the katana, the axe, the fists, and the spear. If we go back over here, we can look at them real quick. Oh, it wasn't the second one, it was the third one. My bad. Ray of Zug, the Juke, the katana, the axe, the claw, and the spear. That's what these are associated with. Hold on. There we go. So, when you uncap those weapons, they will be able to be transformed into another form. Basically, you get a second skill on each of them, and it's based on which one of these ciphers that you're using. The only one that's really worth anything is Malice, which boosts damage cap. At max skill level, it'll boost your damage cap by like 7%, I believe. The rest of these, I've had a time in my Granblue Fantasy career where I've used a Fire Katana Regis, but it was not a proud moment. However, as we're about to see, you need to uncap all of them, all of those weapons that we just talked about, all 3 forms of each of them, to their max level to obtain these skins, these main character outfits. Basically, you uncap 1 to their max level, you'll end up getting this particular material from doing so, and you'll trade a little bit of 4 symbol stones and get an outfit. And some of these are pretty cool. Right, we don't really have a way to see their full art or anything right here now, but if you want to see, just take a look on the wiki or something. Alright, so then we look at weapons. These are related to the Huanglong and Kirin raids. I will talk about those later, because right now we are talking about the limited time event, and technically the Huanglong and Kirin raids can be done at any time. We also have this summons page where you can trade symbols for summons. I don't recommend doing this. These summons aren't amazing. They're not the worst, and they have a utility behind them. I believe that if you have them max uncapped, they will end up with boosting your starting charge bar, but the amount of attack they give is pretty low, so I don't really suggest grabbing these. Of course, if you want them, go for it. As is usually the case, if you want something, go for it. Okay, so what else is in the event? I can't really tell. I can't really say until we've actually cleared some stuff. Oh wow. If I recall correctly, there used to be other tiers of solo quests, but there aren't anymore. Okay. There's also a series of crowd missions where if you have cleared the raid battle within 1 turn, you'll be able to do the crowd mission. For mid to late game players, this is a trivial task. And then you'll be able to do the crowd mission. You'll get a seal and a bunch of pendants. It's good to clear these every time you can. And if you want to clear the final crowd mission, you have to clear all the others. Okay, so let's talk Cardinal Bonus. So Cardinal Bonus says that there is a certain time frame. It's all the times are listed in JST, where on every day, we have cycling different elements as to what the Cardinal Bonus is. What happens during Cardinal time? Well, you get more 4 symbol pendants. You get more 4 symbol pendants, and you get more fill toward the next spawn of the Shenxian. Shenxian. I can't do this. I'm so bad at Chinese. The raid, the special raid. So let's do a water raid here real quick, and we'll see what I'm talking about. So what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna bring Bahamut. We're not messing around. Do I have the Relic Buster Earth over here still? Yeah. Hold on, give me a second. I know, I'm bad. I should have prepared this ahead of time. Anyway. By the way, the water one is a little special because it has 3 targets, but only one of them matters. It's the middle one. Man, fully uncapped Bahamut does a lot of damage. Anyway. So you'll see we get an entry timing bonus. And then we get a certain amount of pendants, which we get a multiplier based on honors that we obtain. Pretty normal. Got 50 crystals. We got 1 of 3 on the mission. We got the trophy for, I believe, 1 turn killing, and we unlocked the Proud Quest. Good stuff all around. And you'll see we got a little bit of progress toward the crystal shining. Now, let's go ahead and do an off bonus raid. Real quick, we'll do Bahamut also over here. We're gonna go water. Let's go ahead and use this. You'll notice I have multiple summer characters. That's because of the summer banner with the free 10 rolls. I got a little lucky, I'd say, but not so much so that it matters. We got a good synergy here, though. There we go. Alright, so let's see. We got less pendants this time, right? Should have. Yeah, a little bit less. And you see that the shine also increased. Basically, the idea is you want to kind of do the missions when the timing is right, but it's not a massive penalty to do them when the timing is wrong either. And clearing these raids is not hard. You can see immediately, right? I'm going into this no real preparation. If you pick Bahamut, you're gonna clear like half of the HP in one go, like no effort. And truthfully, you know, most of these would be easily one turn cleared if we were to just go Relic Buster with Limit Break or Limit Burst and just full charge everybody. I'm just kind of doing it in more unique ways because I'm bored of doing that. But yeah, you'll see, you know, a lot of the stuff that you get is not... Right, this is... the values that you get for these base raids are not very high, but you need to do them to unlock the advanced raids, you know? Okay, so let's go Shiva, just for funsies. Sure, that'll work. Okay. So we can see we've now cleared and opened up all the proud fights. I might do one of these or more in a video later, just because I don't play on info very often. It'd be cool to see some info content. Alright, so another thing that you look at is these Maniac quests. They reward crystals, so you should clear them. And additionally, they instantly fill up the crystals. The crystals shine. This gauge at the bottom here. So basically, if the gauge is not empty, I would recommend holding off on doing the Maniacs until then. I do recommend doing these. They're not hard. They're easier than the raids, really, and they'll instantly give you another free filling of the gauge. So what we're gonna do real quick now is we're gonna spam a couple of these raids because we are gonna be trying to show you what happens when the gauge fills up. Let's see if this works. Is this good enough? Yeah, it is. Okay. So basically, we just put in the commands for the OTK, and we just hit the back button and refresh. If we have it, since Relic Buster is pretty friendly full auto, let's see if this works. Is that enough? It is. Okay. So you'll see we also got a bonus of pendants for completing that mission. Yeah, these raids don't have the most HP, so they're pretty easy to do quick one-turn kills on. I don't know exactly how much HP they have, but it's not high. As you can see, we get a one-turn kill consistently here with like a pretty bad team for it, because none of these characters have additional damage on charge attack. I don't think. Okay, so what happens here? We filled up the bar, so now we get a host of Extreme Plus, which is elementally matched to the current Cardinal Bonus. You can't change this. And we got a host of the Special Raid, the V2 Shenxian quest. And this is the one that gives you the battle badges for Shenxian, the last one. I'm not going to do either of these right now because I don't think I'm strong enough to really handle them, and this video is going a little bit long. I don't really want to request backup and anything wait right now. So I might make a video detailing some of these stuff on these a little bit later, but maybe not. It's hard to say. However, what I can say is that right now I can do one of these Maniacs to show you exactly what I was talking about. Now these Maniacs, we don't care about the Cardinal Bonus really. So let's go ahead and say do the fire one. Let's just bring Bahamut. Yep, this looks like it'll be fine. So it's a two-phase fight. Wow, first phase is cleared. Oh, whoops. My bad. So you can see here, we didn't finish it off in one turn because we missed the defense debuff. I miss my defense debuffs a lot. I don't know why. It's all good. Okay, there we go. So we cleared. And you see we get a free host, despite the fact that we had 0 in our elemental crystal at the beginning. So that's how it's gotta be. So that's the recommendation, right? Daily, do your missions, keep grinding out on your reward tiers, do your maniacs whenever you have an empty gauge, do your proud missions when you feel like you can handle them, and whenever you've got a lot of symbols, 4 symbols pendants, trade them in for some stuff. General recommendation for what to get on these would be this first set of weapons, this second set of weapons, 1 each of these if you're a early to mid game player. The ones that you can get damage cap with. Then you don't really need to buy any of this other stuff at the very beginning. After that, I'd probably recommend getting gold nuggets, so you can start getting the gold ingots, the gold bars, which you need for not uncapping stuff, but you need for certain enhancements. That would be pretty helpful for you. After that, probably 4 symbol stones. You can get good stuff with those. And then once you get those, I would recommend focusing on getting what you need for uncaps. Your weapon uncaps. You know, whatever seals, soul cores, whatever you need. And for a more advanced player who already has all the weapons that they need from this event, grab some seals. They do increase in price up until 30,000 each. So getting the earlier ones is a lot easier than the later ones, but being able to have more hosts of the Huanglong and Kirin raids is kind of nice. They do drop some stuff that's useful, including their summons, which we haven't talked about at all yet. We will talk about later, and we will never get to talk about on the No Gacha account because those raids are locked behind materials from this event, so we can't host it. We can't host it at all. Alright, I think we've about covered everything that we need to cover, at least at the beginning here. Like I said, I'm going to try to grind this out. I think I'm going to try to get the Cardinal Yuppie for all the elements, but that's going to be annoying. It's not that bad since we have Relic Buster Burst, but I'd like to not rely on Relic Buster Burst if I can avoid it. Because I'm trying to get some mastery levels in other classes, and Relic Buster is already master level 30. What can you do? Yeah, so I'm going to do that, and if I feel like I'm up to it, I will give the Proud missions a try here in another video. So, without any further ado then, this has been Shadow SP, talking Granblue Fantasy. Signing off. See you guys later.